As we have heard, since we are in the Tibetan tradition, we like lists. So I thought I'd contribute to that and share 11 reasons why monastic community life is a quick path to enlightenment. So, starting with the first reason, there is no way to escape. I think we had, maybe before monastic life, all kinds of different ways of escaping. It can be Netflix, Facebook, snacking. And I think you have your own list of how to escape. And these are all the things that we leave behind. But not only that, in community life, it's really difficult to escape. I think all of us had different ways to try to find ways, escaping into woods or escaping behind books or escaping behind doors. But finally, I think we all came to realize, you have to work with your mind. There's just no way around it. So that's the first way. And that leads, I think, to a second reason that we don't survive in a monastic community without looking at our afflictions. I don't think we will be long-term kind of relaxed. And I realized that very quickly that if I don't work on my mind, I will be just miserable quite a long time. So, we also here, we all have all our different strategies, how to project, how to, again, wanting to escape, how to blame ourselves. But I think we have the daily trigger, which at one point we just start to see, okay, fine, I just need to look at that. I just need to work at that. Slowly, step by step, but there's no way around it. So that's the second. There is just no surviving without looking at our afflictive emotions. And then with that comes actually a third reason. That in case you don't know your affliction, then in community life you have always some mirror, somebody who helps you to reveal your blind spot. Can be our kind spiritual mentor, it can be our kind community members. Sometimes it can be with a lot of kindness and skill, and sometimes with not so much skill, but we do have mirrors all around all the time. So there is also no way that we can really not get to know blind spots. And I think we all maybe had before community life certain things that we thought, that's not my issue, or that is not, I don't know that. And then with the years, somehow things start pop up and like, whoa, okay, I do have arrogance. Oh, I can be very jealous and competitive. Oh, okay. So we start to realize, and sometimes it's not so easy to start to realize that we are not the kind of person that we always thought to be. So I think community life helps us very much. And I think really that we don't have to worry that much about spiritual bypassing. So fourth point, the fourth reason why monastic community life is a quick path to enlightenment is also we have not only the mirrors, but also we have the encouraging part. So fortunately, especially in a bigger community like this one, but I saw it also in our community, we are not all at the same time in a down point. So that is helpful. So when it happens, I think we all have experienced down points in our monastic life. And then it's just very good that you have people around you that are inspired, that feel just like delighted in the path, have inspiration, and they kind of transmit it to you in just the way they are doing the work, their practice, or maybe sometimes also with something that just helps you in that moment. And also you can be actually that person to another, to somebody else in community life. So I feel like in community life, the ups and downs is actually really in any way can be just beneficial, either that we are kind of supporting or that we are learning to receive help and support and inspiration from others. So there is this, this mutual support. And then one thing that is just a delight actually on a daily basis in monastic community life is that there is constant opportunity to create virtue. I mean, it can go from carrot chopping to table moving to emailing, dishwashing, video editing, and etc., etc., etc. But it really, everything what we do in monastic community life has this double purpose that we try to cultivate of working with our own minds, because everything can bring up something, but also to really offer benefit to others, in a very direct way, and just cooking for the Sangha. I mean, what more beautiful virtue thing you can do? Or washing a cup for a Sangha member who needs to run off to a meeting or whatever. So it's just like there is this constant opportunity. And so this is just, I think, something really amazing and very rare to find. So that is another big reason, I do think. Then also one thing that I very much also appreciated here, and we have heard it in other talks, is that we create or we learn many abilities, useful abilities for a bodhisattva path. Abilities that we never thought of, that we will cultivate. Like I'm really admiring many nuns here working in the woods very hard. And I don't think they had 10, 20 years ago thought that they will work like that. And an example of my own life is that Venerable Damsho at one point just felt like, oh, I think you should do a website. And I was like, what? Yeah, you can call this friend and you just try to figure out how to do a website. And so I was kind of there. It was really hard. I thought that I never learned that. How should I do that? And just kind of to learn and see, but it will be of benefit. I try my best and I do it. For sure, 3 months afterwards, we had a volunteer who is professional, so we throw that all over. But that was also actually a very good learning process, and that's my 7th point, that in community life, our identity or our roles that we start to cling to get smashed down very quickly, get shaked to very quickly. So I don't know if you have ever held to one task in community life, but I don't know how long you could really manage to do that. I definitely couldn't very long until some community member or just for me it's mostly case with my elder, that she's coming and feels like, oh, now you stop do this, you just do that. Or that a new person is coming, suddenly much more capable of certain tasks, like organizing the video archive, right? And then suddenly you are out of this role. So you can take that as, oh, I'm so bad, or you can just take, okay, that's an opportunity. And my mind has definitely gone in both ways. So it is good because there is just no, you cannot cling for a long time to the identities you get. And even to nuns, the identity of monastic, I felt like sometimes to be with in certain other environment, it can be very helpful to realize, oh yeah, actually you're completely irrelevant and not important. Like when two friends in Switzerland started to speak about their infants, I was completely out for the whole conversation. And this was a good moment to realize, yeah, in certain contexts, it's just absolutely not important what you are doing. So that was a good lesson for the ego too. And I think one other, my eighth reason, which I think I don't need to elaborate that much, which we get here and also I think in all monastic communities, into our bones, is the Buddhist concept of impermanence. So I don't think I need to say too much about this. And I do just get confirmed here that, yeah, you cannot hold on to any plans. So, and also what I learned very much, if I suddenly feel like I have learned or I know exactly what my priorities are for this day to work on, I don't have to wait 24 hours to get it changed. So that is also really helpful to not feel like very secure and attached to my own plans and to my own ideas. Which, I sometimes still have to work with that one, I have to say. And then one of the really basic principle of Buddhism that I think we see very beautifully in community life is interdependence. What we do, say, think, affects immediately. And I think we get that reflected very quickly, very easily. So we see that it's not a mere theory, but really we can feel it in many different ways. And really feeling how we are shaping each other in community life, actually something very beautiful, but also implies some responsibility. But also it gives trust that just the mere monastic community life is kind of shaping us, you know? And that is something I think really beautifully. And 10th, we were hearing that also here, the kindness. So the reason is a quick path to enlightenment. I think you live kindness in many different ways. You see how everything is based in kindness. And it is really a value that also it arises in community life, I think, that we start to appreciate very much and want to cultivate, because we see actually it makes also our life easier, right? But also we see how it is all around us. We start to feel that. And that's why it also inspires us as a quality, I think. And the 11th, and I think there I just got a very beautiful example today, is the common goal. The reason it's a quick path to enlightenment, because there is a common goal that can bring forth very big projects that, as we have heard, we could never do alone. No. So I think like this place proves that it's just this common goal and this really kind of outrageous idea of bodhicitta that is, it is a bit, it's really, lead every being to awakening. This is really just beyond our small ego thinking. It's just far, so far beyond what our ego grasping can think of and our small mind can grasp of. So when people are all coming together with this kind of very vast view, there is so much that can happen. And just like these plans for the Buddha Hall, I hope that many of these great projects for the benefit of many beings can happen just by putting our intentions and efforts together and appreciating that we are having this precious monastic community life. And I hope many, many more will be inspired and find a place in communities that train and share Dharma together and offer benefit to many beings. Thank you.